Next, we're going back to ammunition. And the reason we're going back to ammunition is because now we're talking about defensive capabilities of a pistol. And every good defense gun begins and ends with the ammunition you put in it. Now, in this case, a 45, it doesn't really matter if you use the expensive $40 a box for 20 hollow point, Hydra-Shock, whatever bullets for self-defense, or if you use the cheapo $20 for 50 rounds a box like Blazer or Full Metal Jackets. A 45 is a big enough round to where no matter what you use, you're going to kill someone if you hit them in the right spot. Regardless of where you hit them, it is going to stop them. But always try to go with a good brand of hollow points for actual self-defense. If you're target practicing and you're just squeezing off rounds just so you can stay proficient or get familiar, then yeah, go ahead. You can get some cheapies and go have fun. But when it's time to be ready for shit hits the fan, be it a home invasion or you have a concealed carry permit and somebody's trying to mug you at the gas station, try to be prepared for it. Get the best grade of hollow point ammunition you can get. After that, you want to talk about the accessories for the pistol itself. That's, if you're talking about inside of the home or out about at the range, not really a concealed carry kind of situation, then you want to talk about a good quality paddle holster. And the reason I say a paddle holster is because you can easily slip it onto a belt almost instantaneously, and you have a good secure place to put your pistol when it's not in your hands. Unlike a regular old cheap $9 holster where you have to undo your belt, pull it out halfway, stick it through the loops, and then put the belt back on. With a paddle holster, you can just slip it in between your belt and your waistband of your pants, and you're good. If you're talking about a concealed carry type situation, we'll say with this 1911, this is a 5-inch barrel pistol, but you could carry this very easily because of how slim it is. You want to consider, something like a small of back holster or an inside the waistband holster of some kind. Something that's inside of your pants and outside of you and could easily be concealed with, say, a belt. And the reason why you'd need the belt is, so you can hide the clip for your holster. And after that, regardless of what you're carrying, what you're using your pistol for, you obviously want to consider extra magazines. Extra magazines loaded, ready to go. Could be one, it could be a dozen. The amount of ammo you have ready on hand at any given time is up to you as, a person. Whatever you feel that your needs require. For the average person in a concealed carry type situation, you would only need maybe one magazine. If you live in, say, a rougher neighborhood, maybe two. If you're talking about inside the home, again, one will do you just fine. Maybe two if you live in a rough neighborhood. But like I said, your needs are your needs. They're not mine. What you would need as far as spare ammunition and magazines ready to go, that is completely and explicitly your decision to make. Another thing, if you're going to keep magazines loaded, make sure you have enough magazines to where you can rotate your loaded magazine or magazines out every day. The reason for that is the spring inside of this magazine, if it is left loaded for too long of a period, will set. And the problem with that is, let's say you keep the full load in here. Well, all of a sudden, and you haven't used your pistol in like 8 months. Now all of a sudden you need to use it. You might get 2 shots off. And then this is what happens. Your magazine follower and the ammunition are stuck down here because your spring inside of your magazine has set. And it's now no good to you. And is a hindrance and is probably going to get you killed. And if all of your magazines are like that, then you are royally fucked, my friends. So if you're going to keep a magazine or multiple magazines loaded throughout the day, always make sure that you have enough magazines to keep your regular amount of available ammo, rotated through several different magazines. That way your spring doesn't set and you're not fucked. Something else you might want to consider, if your pistol has it, like a lot of the Glocks and the Springfield Armory XDs and the Heckler and Koch AKs, or excuse me, HKs, or HKs, the USPs, all of the other, SIGs and whatnot, the non-1911 guns is the best way I can describe them. If they have a light rail, which they'd have an accessory rail right here, something you might want to consider also is getting a small compact LED or halogen light that has a pressure pad that you could put, mount it right here. Something else you might want to consider is, if not a light, a laser. Again, with a pressure pad. If you can find one, a light and laser combo that has a pressure pad to activate it. That way you can use it when you need it, instead of having to choose between having it on or having it off. If you do that though, either the light or the laser or the combo of the both of them, something you need to keep in mind is finding the right holster for your pistol gets harder when you stick stuff on that accessory rail, because there aren't a whole lot of holsters out there that are made for pistols that actually have lights mounted on them. If it's a Glock or a SIG, something that is used routinely and regularly and commonly by police agencies, then yes, it's not going to be all that difficult to find one. If it's a 1911, it'll be a little bit more difficult, but you can get the job, but you can find one. So just keep that in mind.